channel, everyone. Today we're going to answer a very important question, and that question is, what are fractions? We see them everywhere, from baking a cake, telling time on a clock, or even spending money in a store. So today's video is all about fractions. Now, there's a whole bunch of types of fractions. There's proper fractions, there's improper fractions, there's mixed fractions, and even unit fractions. But since today's an intro to fractions, we're going to focus on only proper fractions today. Before we jump right in, I want to quickly go over the parts of a fraction. In a fraction, there are three main parts. First off, we have the numerator, which is always our top number, and that represents the part of the entire whole. Next, we have the denominator, which is always our bottom number, and that represents the total number of equal parts. Finally, we have a little line that separates the two, and that is called the fraction bar. It's basically just a line that separates the numerator and the denominator from each other. Now let's talk about proper fractions. A proper fraction is a fraction that is less than one whole. One very important thing to remember about proper fractions is that the numerator, our top number, is always smaller than the denominator, which is our bottom number. Some examples include 1/4, 2/5, 4/9, or even 6/10. Now I know what you're thinking. You're sitting there and you're a bit confused, which is totally fine. I mean, what really is a numerator and what's a denominator? And how does it all come together to make this thing called a fraction? How does it even relate to the real world? I'm going to show you some examples. So let's say you and your friends are sharing a pizza with 8 total slices in it. Now you're really hungry, so you eat 3 out of the 8 slices of the entire pizza. How would you figure out the fraction of the pizza that you ate? Well, let's see. The total slices in the pizza is 8. That represents your denominator. Next, we have the number of slices you ate, which in this case is 3. That represents your numerator. So let's look at this in fraction form. We have 8 as our total, and it goes on the bottom. Next, we have our fraction line, and then finally we have the part of the pizza that you ate, which is 3. So in this example, you ate exactly 3/8 of the entire pizza. So let's do a little recap. Remember, proper fractions are always less than one whole. The easiest way to imagine this is think of a number line labeled 0 to 1. Now obviously fractions are a part of something, so they have to be bigger than 0, but they're also always less than the number 1. So all proper fractions belong in the area between 0 and 1. Next, we have the parts of a fraction. Remember, the numerator is always on top and the denominator is always on the bottom. The easiest way to remember this is to look at the first letter in denominator, which is the letter D. Now there's another word that starts with D that also relates to the bottom. You probably guessed it already, it's down. So whenever you think of denominator, always think of the word down. That brings us to the end of our video. Thank you for watching. I'm Mr. K, and I'll see you next time on The Math Zone.